Habitat for Humanity, which started back in 1976. And one of the people who started it was a man by the name of Mr. Fuller. What was the first name, Richard Massa?
That's where, right, Millard Fuller. Millard and Linda Fuller were the actually original.
Millard and Linda Fuller.
Yep, they were the original founders of Habitat for Humanity, and again, great organization. Was actually with Habitat for Humanity for quite some time. Loved the mission, but after a little brief hiatus, realized how much I love affordable housing and being able to help and make change in the community. We talked with the Fuller founders, his wife, and some of the people that are still involved up in Atlanta, Georgia, and we decided to launch the fourth one down here on the Nature Coast.
What exactly do you do at the Fuller Center for Housing for the Nature Coast?
That is a great question. So honestly, it really goes back to our mission, which is we are a faith-driven, Christ-centered organization which promotes collaborative and innovative partnerships with individuals, the private sector, and other nonprofits. And it's all in the quest to do one simple thing. It's to provide resources, to provide housing, to provide affordability, accessibility. So it really takes a look and working with a majority of different people and giving them a chance to either home ownership, for a rental, getting them out of tough situations. So it's really a community economic driver, if you would. Now,
sometimes houses are built on an individual basis for special people that apply and have to, they don't build a lot. How does what you do work, and who do you build and help?
That's a great question. So again, it's kind of a loaded question. Who do we help? So we try to help. First, can we help everyone? Absolutely not. Our main focus has been workforce housing, which is, your sheriff, your fire department, your teachers, restaurants, people that work as waiters and waitresses. That's one population that we serve. Second population is we work with the special needs. Actually, on July 20th is our first groundbreaking. We have a single dad who is raising a special needs daughter. He applied. He's gone through the qualification process. And come July 20th, we'll break ground over by Wikiwachi on 19 for their home.
Wow.
And, and it's an exciting time. And, as I said earlier about kind of our mission statement, we're here to help. We are not here to be the know-all, tell-all part of the community. We are looking to be just a small piece of the puzzle that can help a community, help a county in tackling some of these big issues. There's a great study that USF is conducting right now for Hernando County on affordable housing, Mike, and the numbers are truly staggering. 20% of the population has at least 40 to 50% of their paycheck going to their housing costs.
What gets me is, and of course, I'm a homeowner.
Yep.
And, you stay in a home long enough, you can actually even pay it off. Some folks have been here forever. And it's still quite a bit of money to own a home with your taxes and your insurance and just maintenance. And on top of that, when you're trying to start out with the economy doing so well, and yet, the wages haven't come up, many people struggle to find affordable housing, buying a home or finding affordable apartments. I mean, a third of the residents in our area are burdened by housing costs, according to your flyer right here. A third.
Yeah, correct.
Burdened. I get it.
And I think those numbers are actually probably a lot higher. There's two things to say. So when you start mentioning the word affordable, Mike, okay, here comes the one thing that people start thinking of. Is affordable, they think affordable housing comes in and they start thinking of, the Section 8 programs and being able to just kind of give things away. That's not what we're about. As I said earlier, we are a faith-driven, Christ-centered organization. And with those types of parameters comes accountability. Now, does everyone deserve a home, Mike? Absolutely not. Okay. Does everyone deserve an opportunity or at least a chance to be able to get involved with that? Yes, they do. But one of the things that sets, us apart sometimes is being able to realize, we're not here to enable you. We're here to encourage you. We're here to educate you, and we're here to empower you. And the program that we use with sweat equity hours and the follow-up is making sure that they're understanding the gift that they're getting. You have to remember, on the home ownership side, Mike, they're getting this at a 0% mortgage. Okay, so you take the cost of an average home, right? And you've rolled in your taxes and insurance, and now you're looking at a $400 or $500 payment. It's phenomenal. It's a game changer for a lot of people that wouldn't have had those opportunities. But there's a caveat side of that too, to make sure that they stay involved and they understand that a community, a group of strangers are coming together to help them out of a situation that they were in. And with that accountability, there's really nothing wrong with that as long as it's a partnership, right? And I think sometimes affordable kind of becomes a negative connotation because people have seen what happens when, you get things for free and it starts a whole system. Our hope is with these pocket communities, Mike. Now, this is something that we're excited with. What we're trying to do is establish these pocket communities, that within these pocket communities, there's mentorship, there's leadership. So they're learning financial stability. They're learning how to repair their home. It's an area designed for being able to do what we used to do. Instead of going from the back porch, people would be the front porch and interacting with your neighbors. County and Times do a great thing in keeping everybody going in 10 different directions. Our goal is to unite and to bring people together. There are so many other great organizations throughout the counties, and we want to partner with them. It's those relationships that will help change and grow a community in a county that's, as some of the studies that are coming out are showing that, we need help. And
yeah, you're an inspiration for other people to get in and do the same. You can't help everybody, and not everybody needs or deserves help. The government defines housing as affordable if a family spends no more than 30% of their income to live there. Think about that. It's affordable if you're spending $1 out of $3 to live there, and many of us spend a lot more than that. And then you add food and clothing and try to have fun on top of that, stress-free. It's almost impossible for an awful lot of working folks. I mean, we're having an affordable housing crunch for many, many more people than what your statistics show a third. I mean, I see it just about everywhere I go.
Correct. And I think that's one of the other things that we've kind of evolved a number of the other organizations that deal with affordable housing. And by creating this, as we call it, a transition unit. So these families apply. You kind of look at where they're living, okay, in very dire situations. Whether their trailer's got holes in the wall and stuff that's not safe. We're creating an environment where they go from that environment to a rental unit, and then the rental unit, and then they'll go to a home ownership if it works. But again, the key is to get them, stop surviving life and start living life.
And you only because we have limited time, I want to jump to one of the other reasons you're here is to invite folks to the first groundbreaking, which is coming up July 20th.
That is correct. That's been pretty one of our flagship ones. Again, that's for our single dad who's raising a special needs daughter. It's a great story. This guy has really tried to do the best that he can and provide for his daughter, and just, he took a chance, filled out an application, gone through the process. Again, he was approved and accepted, and now he's on a trajectory for, changing that family's life and giving them a chance and, hope. And also, again, it's not that we're just going to drop the keys off and then just collect their check every month. It's going to be the follow-up. It's going to be the mentorship. It's going to be, doing life together, with like-minded people. And whether that's resources with, great partners like Mark Berry with the ARC, there's resources and things that we can come in contact with daily that we can, help people with. And that's really, Mike, at the end of the day, titles, positions, whatever, it's really simple. We are just here to do what we're called to do.
It's good to help people. It does make you feel good. Pay it forward and all that. Takes the village. It really does. And, it's one of the untouted stories about church. You hear so many bad things about churches in the news today, but anybody who goes on a regular basis to a church knows the real story about so much good they do for the community, and they're not out there waving their flags about what they do. And like I say, you're a faith-based organization. You've already raised $15,000 toward the first home. You can donate today, and I would imagine you can go to the website at fchnc.org to find out more.
Correct, or you can call the main office at 352-510-4019. You can ask for
It
Marina.
says 610 on here. Did they get that wrong?
Did they get 610? They might have. Or, it's early in the morning. I could have wrote down my notes wrong, Mike. Let's see.
That's
a lot
okay.
can happen. So,
well,
it's 610. 610. You are correct, my friend.
Link coming to my Facebook page at Mike Reeves Radio. Listen, you got a lot of time before July 20th, which gives us an opportunity to come by when we can do this a little bit longer. I have to pay the bills and get out of here because Fox News is knocking on the door. So, Richard Massa, why don't you come back again?
Love to.
Fuller
Center
my friend. For Housing for Nature Coast, and we'll get you in a little earlier so we can have a nice 10-minute chat because I love what you're doing. I want to help.
Awesome, buddy. Have a great day. Thanks for having us.
Thank you for coming by for what you're doing.
Well, look at Thursday morning, everybody.